and another thing. Good morning, everybody. Sunday morning, and looking at Reverb this morning. Anybody like that website, Reverb? I like it. You can think about gear you want to buy, get tips on how to play. I like it. I like it. It's a good site. Also checking analytics for my website, franticstudio.com this morning, and I watched a documentary yesterday on the making of pet sounds. It was interesting. I didn't really learn anything new. Though the other guys in the band seemed a little bit more like Mike Love, and those guys seemed a little bit more congenial towards Brian. There wasn't as much hostility. I've seen a lot of documentaries where there's a lot of hostility between Mike Love and Brian Wilson, and so on and so forth. But this for this 40th anniversary, where did I see it? It was on Showtime. Or it was a 40th anniversary, this anniversary of the making of Pet Sounds. And the other thing I didn't know was it was all the, I know it was a Wrecking Crew, but I didn't know it was, it was really built on the wall of sound, that there were like 3 piano players, 2 bass players, or there was 1 bass player, and like just 5 guitarists, and it was really sort of built around the Phil Spector wall of sound idea. And because you only had the 1 or 2 or 3 tracks, and it was funny that I really didn't take that in. And it's funny that the Beatles recording at the same time were certainly not under the same influence of the Phil Spector wall of sound. They would layer things, but they definitely had a different philosophy on how to create rich pop music. So what else? Going to do some editing this morning. Finish up on a job. Need to get that out to the client. It's supposed to be spring. It's not spring. It's 40 degrees out in New York, in Brooklyn. Can I just say that Paint a Vulgar Picture by the Smiths is man, I don't know, it's such a good song. Johnny Marr, the guitar lead in the middle, is just very, really hits home. I really like it. Check it out. Paints a Vulgar Picture by the Smiths. Why isn't Todd Rundgren in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? That's one thing I don't get. Tuesday morning, getting to work. What's on the agenda today? I have an estimate to do for a shoot in Las Vegas. I don't have any estimate making tips. I guess a lot of times we copy what we had created before and then customize it. I watched a documentary last night called The Art of the Steel, and it was pretty interesting. It was about the Barnes collection in Philadelphia, and this guy, Dr. Barnes, he around the turn of the 20th century, bought a lot of post-impressionist art and maybe pre-modern art, just like Seurat, Renoir, Cézanne, but really just the absolute best pieces from these artists. And it's really interesting because they go to Sotheby's and they show by these artists what's available right now in the market, and they're just really second-rate tier stuff. But then this Barnes collection at the same time, it's just like really just outrageously good. And it's a private collection, and it talks about how it moved from this crazy old guy Barnes into the public space. And I didn't get to the end of it. I'll have to find out, but I think it did. And he really wanted it to. He was out of sorts with the Philadelphia art establishment, and but I think it ends up in the Philadelphia Museum of Art. So we'll have to see. We'll find out. And what else we got? We have editing today, a little bit of editing, and sales. Always sales. Everyday sales. Everybody contact somebody. Need a video? It's all yours. Okay, bye.